So you don't like Monday. I hear. But now there's at least one reason to dislike them a little less. John Pringle over the next 4 weeks at 7:30 a.m. Yes, I said 7:30 a.m. for some caffeinated conversation. With that said, please welcome the Ed Sullivan of early morning, the Ed McMahon of Eastern Ontario.
Off here. Now the sound is on. How's
Let's
that?
start over.
Just start over.
Let's just start over.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Bob is sort of up and in the house. Brad, we're his alarm, but not a very good sounding alarm, apparently. But hopefully you now hear us. We were having a little joke this morning because John had the date up as February 7th, which we lived already yesterday. So he took that off the bottom of the screen. So
I did. It was actually February the 17th, and I said, no way we're the 17th. And I just took the one out real quick and before I went live. And then Cynthia has pointed out that no more names for you. It's just
No,
you're going to be
you
Cynthia.
you call me so many different names, you don't even know what name to call me.
Exactly.
Too
So what's
confusing.
going on, folks? It is Monday morning, and it is February the 8th and 7:30-ish.
And it is the morning checkup. So the checkup is, how are you doing today? John, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I've had better days, but I'm doing okay. I think I'm going to be okay. Not always sure, but thanks for asking. How are you?
I am still alive today, which is pretty remarkable with the day I had yesterday. I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. My heart's beating like crazy, so I don't have the mic up that close up to me.
Yep.
You don't want to listen to my heartbeat this morning.
Yeah, so listen, congratulations to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. And
Yep.
Congratulations to Cynthia at Jacobin Lake for her annual Super Duper sale. She knew she would be busy, and you were.
Yep, we were overwhelmingly busy. Overwhelmingly busy.
Yeah, it's you got to remember it's when you're doing things online. This is all relatively new, even though Jacobin Lake has had a website for a long time and has done online sales for a long time. To host a huge sale with one person and one other person helping you is a huge task.
Yeah.
What would you recommend somebody that's going to do that? Would you have any recommendations for them?
Oh my goodness. The biggest thing would be to disable all forms of communication other than one. Because, yeah, yesterday people were people think that when people place an online order, that's it. But sometimes people have questions or they put in a second order or something. And so they're calling, they're emailing, they're texting, they're messaging through Facebook, they're using my cell phone. They're like, so, hundreds of people placed orders yesterday, which we were truly grateful for, don't get me wrong, but then the information is coming at you from 100 different ways, and it's impossible to keep up with that. So
Well, today's a new day.
today's a new day.
Today's a new day.
an order-filling day. and
We'll
that's-
reset. You've got a full week ahead of you, so that's hey. This time of year, we're happy to be busy to keep businesses going. It's January, February are always relatively quiet in the Westport area, and most rural towns in Ontario and Canada, things are pretty quiet.
So,
But-
so I'll just comment on a few people who are asking for their, how they're doing today. So Brad's getting stir crazy, really bad stir crazy. So I'm not sure, Brad. I think you get out and hike every day, which I always recommend to anybody who's feeling a little stir crazy. But I believe you and Ann already do that. But I understand the stir crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, Brad, you've always been a little bit crazy, so you're just adding in the stir right now, right?
So what's in your cup this morning, John? What are you drinking?
I am having a coffee, the Espresso Shots Dark Roast, the official coffee of all of my shows, and it's what I've been drinking for the last 2 months, I believe, in my cup whenever I have a coffee.
And I'm having a latte with 4 shots of espresso because I need 4 shots of espresso, and it's 49th parallel. I need that kick of caffeine this morning, and probably take a second one with me to the shop when I start filling orders this morning.
You know what? I've kind of switched away from espresso a little bit. I'm more kind of digging the coffee. Going back 3 years when I decided to do this show, I would have a shot of espresso, and I would talk for, it was 2 minutes. The idea was I would talk for 2 minutes and then talk about what's going on really fast. And I did that for about a year, and then I kept drinking espresso, and I had to kind of just wind it down a bit. I would be so jacked up in the morning times, and then crashing in the afternoons. So I have to balance out my coffee drinking a little bit. So I like to start the day off a little bit slower with just a cup of coffee, and maybe an espresso once I get moving around a bit. That's just me.
That's just you, okay. So a couple people that reached out to us last week, Brad Greenslade, he was in Bell General, or maybe he's in Brockville General. BGH actually stands for both.
Yeah.
Wondering how he's doing if he got home. He was scheduled to go home, so
I
hopefully
saw-
he's home.
I saw a post from Brad the other day, and I thought he said he was getting out.
Well,
but-
hopefully he's listening to us this morning from home.
And having a coffee. I
and
know he
having a
was
coffee.
craving a
Craving
coffee in the hospital, and he couldn't get one.
A couple
So
other people we want to mention. We've got Jessica. She's my right hand lady for social media and all things digital. She's in the hospital right now, and we hope that she's having a better day today. We also have local Paul Young. He is in the hospital, had surgery. From what I've read, he will have to go to rehabilitation facility, hospital type situation. So we wish the best for him as well. He's one of my favorite Westport humans. He stops and talks to you every single day when you see him. I'm always out doing some errand for the shop, and he's always outside, and we always have a great little chat, and just a very kind person.
yeah, he's like the sidewalk conversationalist. I went into the LCBO the other day to write the name on the book for Paul. I didn't know what to write. I just like, what do I write to Paul? It's like, because I talk to him all the time. But anyway, get well soon, Paul, and looking forward to getting you back out in the streets of Westport and seeing you again. And yeah, and you can, I mean, Westport is a great community when it comes to things like that. So much love being poured out for Paul, and whether it would be on Facebook or at this LCBO or wherever. Awesome. So awesome. And yeah, so anybody else have any hospital experiences right now during this pandemic, or do you have a visit planned, and are you kind of nervous and apprehensive about that? I know I have an appointment scheduled for the 18th of February, and I'm kind of concerned about it, but I'm sure there's other people out there that are going through this all the time. My mom does dialysis 3 times a week, so it must be tough for people that are in and out of the hospitals all the time. And they ask you so many questions when you go in. It's like, that's about 50 questions. Do you have a runny nose? Do you have a headache? Do you have... Yeah, I've had all of those at some point in the last couple of months, but not, I don't know, so not all at once. Anyway,
That could be quite stressful, for sure.
yeah, hospitals are not fun at the best of times. But yeah, if you're going in, you may want to bring your own coffee maker. Or like a little, the little things that you, like a Bodum even, that you can make a coffee with. If you guys were stuck on a desert island with a pound of ground coffee, how would you make a cup of coffee? What would you do? And there's lots of heat, there's lots of sun, and there's many boats have been wrecked around the area. There's lots of debris kicking around. You can salvage pieces. What would you do to make your coffee? And you don't have any fire.
Ooh, you don't have fire?
You don't have fire.
I'd just eat the beans. I'd just chew the beans, swallow them.
Cynthia would eat the beans. That would be pretty. And then drink the salt water?
No, you'd source out. There'd be some fresh water on the island somewhere.
Yes, there is. I forgot to mention, there is a fresh artesian well right by your campsite.
Yeah, so I'd chew the beans, drink some water.
Chew the beans. I'd probably just make a cold brew coffee. I'd kind of put that in the mason jar that I found, and I'd put that in the sun for
Yeah, you
like
could
2
do
days.
And how would you grind the coffee?
No, coffee's already ground.
Oh, the
It
coffee's
was
already
ground
ground. Oh, well, I thought it was
the
just
boat that
beans.
crashed had a load of espresso shot dark roast coffee
already ground?
already
Okay.
pre-ground.
Bob agrees with me. He'd eat the beans.
Bob would eat the beans. Bob would eat the beans. Bob would eat the beans. Hi ho the dairy-o. Bob would eat the beans. All right, that's the talent part of the show. Yeah, so the Super Bowl, I watched it. Man, great to see a Canadian at the halftime show. Did you enjoy the
Yeah.
weekend, Cynthia?
I enjoyed the halftime show. He was pretty awesome. Yeah, I thought it was a great show. It was an amazing show.
First Canadian to have the 100% of the stage for the whole halftime show.
Yeah.
Wild.
I thought it was amazing. I thought the light show was really good. I thought like his performance was great.
Yeah.
I thought he was performing live, but as we do have an audio educated person in the house, Carter informed me that no, they would have recorded that to make it sound live. He doesn't believe they ever let them perform live.
Well,
in
it's
case
so hard.
something can
It's so
happen.
hard to do live volume because there's so much happening behind him, and there's so much sound going on. So I think a portion might have been live, but a lot of it was pre-recorded and pre-done. And man, the effects that he used and the camera work and all that stuff. I didn't go watch the Scan the Can after the event, but I bet you it would have been great to watch. And I really like the eye candy, and I really like the effects that they used in the lenses. And it's not that I'm a huge Weeknd fan. I do like a couple of his tunes. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty awesome show, and pretty proud to see a Canadian.
Yeah, and Trevor
up
was
there.
saying that the performance just makes him miss live shows even more. You know, like it's
Yeah, well, that's
something
true, eh?
incredible like that, and
It was. I thought it was amazing. All the dudes playing the violin in that one song. I mean, they had quite a roster there, and 1,000 people put together that show. Man, that's about as many people as it takes to put on one of these shows.
yeah,
1,000.
1,000. Look at all the effects. Wah, wah.
Yeah, I should have had some effects today brought into the show. Anyway, yeah, welcome to the show, Trevor. What's going on? I see the What's on Westport page that I should be following picked up a lot of viewers in the last week. So, man, that's great. Good to keep in touch. And I see things starting to happen again. Like, I feel like in downtown Westport, there's people now coming back to the doors at the cafe wondering if we're open. There seems to be things happening now. Maybe it's just my perception. Do you guys see the same thing? Or
One of the things that happened last week, and this came out on Friday, and then my phone blew up with a whole bunch of people asking questions like when we're opening. They hinted to the fact that they might announce this week the reopening of some areas where transmission levels of COVID are low, but they haven't given any clear indication of that. So people are like, what are you opening? Can I shop next to that? Blah, 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 blah. No, they haven't given us anything confirmed, but people, once they kind of just read that headline, I saw people out right away on the weekend. Like, they just seemed to be like, okay, we can get out now.
Yeah.
That's not the case, folks. Unfortunately, the Health Unit and the Canadian Federation of Business have not given us the go-ahead to open our business.
So hold on a second. So you think that it's just bad messaging from
Yes.
the provincial government?
Yeah.
And that's why people are just out kind of looking around thinking they can?
Yeah.
Because I think it's about time people got out and started looking around and start to get back to things. It, you know, I think things are being done in a safe way, and that you see other things happening. And I think we should be back soon. And but I think that announcement is being made today.
Yeah, and then Trevor said February 11th was the tentative date that things might open. That's the key word, might open. And so people are getting anxious.
Yeah.
So that would be why people were getting out.
Yeah, and you have, Super Bowl was a big event that people got hyped up about it. You have Valentine's Day coming up. You have Fajita Fridays. That's a big thing.
Yeah, based on just a note on that, Brad just typed in, congratulations on the Mexican night. They really, really enjoyed their meal.
Nice, thanks, Brad. A lot of great comments as well from everybody that ordered fajita nights from the Cottage Coffee House last Friday. And it was nice. Everyone enjoyed it. Nice, fresh beef. Did up a flank beef, marinated with chicken and fresh, not salsa, but pico de gallo, and guacamole and chips. And it was a feast, man. Every time we put one together, I thought, man, that looks awesome. And we're doing it again this Friday, and I think I have 2 or 3 spots still left. I mean, actually, that night, the Friday night, by Saturday morning, actually, most of the other spots were sold out. So that's awesome. Looking forward to Friday night again. And we all worked together. We had Carter in there. Cynthia gave us a hand on the delivery. She was skip the dishes.
I was the skip the dishes driver. That was super fun.
And Harrison was sous chef, putting everything together for us. So, yeah, good night. And we were on time. Like, everything went out on time.
Yeah,
so
nobody sat and waited for, I think you had one bottleneck where you had a couple pickups around the same time.
Yep.
But that was, they maybe had to wait 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it was
And we might as well
very
talk a
smooth.
bit about Cottage Coffee. So the plan was we would do this show for 4 weeks. This is the last morning checkup. And that's kind of sad and happy all at the same time. I find a lot more interaction in the morning shows. People are more chatty. Then in the evening shows, people just want to sit back and be entertained a little bit. But the idea was once the show ended, we'd start getting ready to reopen Cottage Coffee. We're still not there yet. We're still kind of waiting and to see what happens. And I got a few small projects that have to get finished in there. Sean from Pastime Decor has actually given me a hand, refinish the front a little bit. If anybody's been in there recently, those black old windows that run along the sandwich station, we're going to extend that look all along the front. So we're working on that. So once that's done, we're ready to get back open, and then we're just waiting for word from the government to see what we can do, or what we should do. I mean, I know we can be open right now, but we just chose not to be. But anyway, stay tuned. We are looking forward to being opened, and I'm hoping by that Family Day weekend we'll be back up and running. But I can't make any promises.
And just as a side note, we won't be doing the PM pick-me-ups through the week this week. We're doing just a Valentine gift pack that'll be available for pickup on Friday and Saturday. And if you order, we'll give you a pickup time. That's got to be the way it's got to be this week.
Yeah.
My plate is unfortunately full.
Yeah.
Yay!
What's on your plate? A whole bunch of work. So yeah, the PM pickup this week is being we're hitting a pause button on that program. So we're not doing that. Apologize if anybody was looking forward to something this week, but we are not doing it. We'll be doing the Valentine's Day boxes that will be available for Friday night. You can pick it up with your fajitas or whenever you want Friday, and then Saturday
And it is
we'll schedule a time for pickup.
It's a pretty awesome pack that I've put together. So.
What's in this pack?
Red velvet whoopie pies. So that's kind of our reverse cupcake, is what a whoopie pie is. Carrot cake cupcakes, which is everybody's favorite. And I'm also doing 6 heart-shaped sugar cookies. They will be decorated as well.
Right.
And that comes in the pack. It's $20, no tax. It's going to be all just in one nice little box, packaged up really pretty, to give to someone that you love, or maybe you got a neighbor that needs a little bit of a pick-me-up kind of thing, and you can send one to them.
Right. Awesome. What else is going on out there, folks, in the in your world? Obviously, I'm not going to ask you if you're getting sick of this pandemic. I mean, people are going stir crazy. They're wanting to get out. Winter has definitely kicked in here in the last 2 weeks. I mean, it's gotten colder in the village of Westport. The snow looks like it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I can't see ourselves swimming in Wolf Lake in the next couple weeks. So, yeah, we're down. I mean, I am looking forward to spring. Spring's actually one of my favorite seasons, and my birthday's in the spring, so I like that. Best part of spring? What is the best part of spring? You're on a desert island.
The best part of spring is when the snow all melts and the grass turns green, and you don't need to wear a coat, hat, and mitts everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind dressing up for cold, don't get me wrong, but that's what I do like about the change of season, would be that.
Yeah, you see the tulips starting to pop through the snow sometimes, or through the
Yeah,
through the
comes
cold
up through the
ground.
snow at the front of our house. In our
Crocuses.
front garden, they do come up
Yeah.
before the snow is completely melted.
Our weeds actually come up before the tulips and,
Yep.
and crocuses.
Yep, lots of weeds.
We have
don't
we have a healthy bunch of weeds in our garden.
So Bob is he looks forward to the boating season. That's when the boating season begins.
Hey
And,
Bob, any predictions on last year? All the everything was late, and people were losing their minds. They couldn't get their boats out of storage. They couldn't get the boats in the water. Do you think we're going to be in the same position this year, Bob, or you think we're going to be golden? And when does that season all really kick off? I'm not a boater, so can you let us know? Let us know how that works.
So Brad was also saying he saw some pictures on Facebook that there was a lynx, a fox, or a coyote. Did anybody else see that?
No.
No, I hadn't seen that either. And Trevor, it feels like everything comes to life again. We hibernate a lot in the winter, so it's always great to get back out and about again.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. I agree. Well, I'm just still kind of tired from the weekend, and not the performance, but the actual weekend. It was a busy week. There was a lot going on this week. It feels like our businesses are both up and running flat out, even though they're not. It seems that way. Anyway, hope everybody's sticking with their dry February. I broke stride one day, which I said I would, but I'm down for the rest of the month. And yeah.
I'm a dry dye. I'm still
And
dry.
Cynthia's a dry dye. Dry dye. All right, well, I think we're going to call it a show. I mean, like I said, I don't have much to chat about today. It was, Super Bowl is gone. Valentine's Day is coming up. Are you going to buy each other anything at all? Go ahead, Cynthia.
Just have a response from Bob. The canal opens the May 24th weekend, but boating starts when Mike and Ray of Bayview put the boats in.
Okay. Yeah,
Just
so
a
that
response,
Victoria Day
So
weekend.
Victoria Day weekend really
kicks
is
things
the
off.
kickoff.
Yeah, I remember last year doing our live show the evening, and it was just when they had announced that they wouldn't be opening things, and then eventually they did open a few, and boating was down last year overall, which surprised me. There seemed to be a lot of boats out and about, but the canal was not as busy.
If you talk to anybody that sold boats, they couldn't keep boats on their lot.
Yeah.
So I don't think boating was down. I think if anything, it was way up. But maybe we weren't seeing that in our areas. But,
Yeah. I predict, my prediction for this year is it's going to be one wild, busy Westport year. People are going to get cut loose at some point, and you're going to see people that haven't been here that come back. Not only that, you're going to see people that had never been here but came last year because it was close enough as a staycation are coming back. So you're going to see, my prediction only, that you're going to see a really busy season. And we've got a construction project for Bedford laid out for the summer. There's a housing development kind of getting ready to kick off in the spring. I predict this season, spring, is going to be busy. So strap on your boots.
And if you do have a boat, Bob says that the lock passes are on sale right now. So
Oh, good tip. Yeah.
if you
Lock
got a
passes
boat
are on
and you
sale.
need lock passes, get them now. That's
Yeah.
great advice, Bob, because there are a lot of people out there that purchase boats and are going to be looking at different places they can put their boat in the water. So
Yep.
the locks is great place to play around from what I hear. Again, not a boat person, but
Awesome.
I'm more of a float person.
Maybe I'll buy a boat.
What would you do? What would you do
I used to
with
have,
that boat?
and I know Dennis is not watching today. I didn't see him, but Dennis was a friend of mine that lived in Welland, and he was a pretty heavy smoker. And he said, one day I'm going to quit smoking and I'm going to buy myself a boat. And he must have said that for a decade. And he finally did quit smoking, and he
and he
finally
does have
did
a
buy a boat. Yeah.
Yes.
So good for him. Good for him. Awesome. And yeah, if you're watching Dennis, hey, hope you're doing well out there in Welland, Ontario. Everybody ever been around to that area? St. Kitts, Welland, Fenwick, Fonthill,
Big canal there too.
big canal there. Yeah,
We've always lived near canals. for
we
some
always
reason.
lived near
And
canals.
we used to swim in that canal. I mean, it was pretty kind of murky looking.
Swimming in that canal was like swimming in. It was like gray, black water.
Really weird.
But man, we
weird.
did it anyway.
We did it. Okay.
Never affected me none.
No, our oldest son is 6'6".
Yeah, yeah, it's probably full of something, mercury or who knows what was in that water. Anyway, yeah, looking forward to going for a swim again. That's one thing we definitely love doing, swimming at Wolf Lake. And just sitting in the backyard in the sunshine is nice. I think I'm going to go for a bit of a walk today and get some fresh air, though. Go ahead, Cynthia, final
So
words.
Just final words. We've got Rob says have a great week, guys. I hope you and Crystal do as well, and the girls. And have a great week, everybody. Tune in Wednesday night. I will help John moderate the show Wednesday nights.
Yeah, sure becoming like a piece of furniture around here.
Yeah. I have a chair and everything.
She's got a
I
chair.
have a chair and a mic, just
A
no
mic?
ears.
I could spin the camera around on her,
No.
but she won't let. Then she'd be off the show forever. So
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No makeup, hair's not brushed. I'm really not ready for the day.
Yep. Oh well, another cup of coffee is what I'm gonna have. And again, thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the 4-week show. I mean, it was. The thought was just to give people something to do in the morning on Monday morning. Talk a bit about business. Make sure everyone's okay. Make sure you're okay. I mean, it's been a tough one, and it gets in your head, and I don't know. It's you have days that are good, and you have days that are not good. And hopefully you're having more good days than you're having bad days. So peace, love, coffee. Talk to you Wednesday night.